Well, what a week I've had, both in speed training and generally in golf. Welcome. Now, before we get into the normal stuff that we talk about on my weekly speed recaps, I want to go over something amazing that happened to me over the weekend, but that I couldn't have achieved without speed. So on Sunday this past week, I was at my local golf club playing in my Sunday roll-up. I'd started reasonably okay and I walked up to the 6th tee, our par 5 hole that is 500 yards from the back tee to the green. It was playing a little bit downwind and I thought to myself, if I can get a good tee shot away here, I could leave myself an iron into the green. This immediately is one of the benefits of having speed, because most people just can't get to a par 5 green in 2 shots, whereas I clearly had the option and hopefully with an iron in my hand for the second shot. I hit a great 293 yard drive off the tee, leaving me 194 into the green, and even one of the guys in the group couldn't believe the tee shot I just hit. With the hole being a little down breeze and having a slight elevation drop from 194 yards, I was pretty confident that a 7-iron would get me somewhere from the front of the green to the middle. The flag was on the front half of the green and the last thing I wanted to be was a long way to the back of the green, because it would have been a really tricky putt back. So the 7-iron was my club of choice. The shot was semi-blind. I hit the 7-iron, I hit it well. It appeared to be going in the right direction and I thought to myself, that's a pretty decent shot. Guys in my group said, great shot. Nobody really saw it because we couldn't see the bottom of the flag. I walked off, walked up to where the other guys were playing their shots and watched them hit theirs. As we gradually got closer to the green, I was like, where's my ball? Surely I haven't hit it over the back. I knew I hit it well, but surely it can't have gone that far. As we walked up to the green, I did the standard, yeah, I bet it's in the hole kind of thing. And as I walked up to the hole, to my shock, amazement, and unadulterated joy, when I looked down, there was the ball in the bottom of the hole. The pitch mark was about 12 foot directly in front of the hole. And yes, I just made the rarest bird in golf, an albatross. I mean, seriously, that's a 2 on a par 5 or a hole-in-one on a par 4. I just couldn't believe it. Once I calmed down, which was about the time I'd actually got home from my round of golf, I decided to have a quick Google and check to see what the statistics were in there. I was absolutely gobsmacked to find that an albatross for an average golfer is a 1 in 6 million shot. To put that into context, a hole-in-one is 1 in 12,000. Part of the reason it's a 1 in 6 million shot is because for a lot of amateur golfers, you just can't reach a par 5 in 2 shots or drive a par 4 green, and therefore there's never even really an option to make an albatross. So here's my Arcos map showing the 2 shots that I hit, and the thumbnail was obviously me proudly taking the ball out of the hole. And here it is, the golf ball in question, proudly signed and marked up by my fellow players, and now heading to my cabinet as an absolute keeper. And as if that wasn't enough, to top off the day, I actually continued to play reasonably good golf and ended the round 2 under gross. So an albatross and 2 under par in a round, Matt, I was buzzing by the time I'd finished. So if you're impressed by me making a 1 in 6 million shot, then you absolutely have to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Right, let's get on to the rest of my week on my speed training winter series, and then we'll have my little tip at the end. Both my workout sessions were pretty good, and the second one was the day after having made the albatross, and I was still absolutely buzzing. I was motivated and it was really good. I haven't covered much of what I do in my physical strength training sessions, but if it's something you think you're interested in, then leave exercise down in the comments. I'm not a personal trainer, but I can certainly give you some basic ideas of where you can start with some very simple exercises that you can do at home, and then give you the impetus to go off and obviously find out some more information to make sure that you're exercising safely and in a way that will help improve your strength and improve your golf. My first training session of the week was pretty average. Did what I normally do. I managed to hit the 100 miles an hour minimum with the 195 gram weight. That's really about it. My second speed training session of all things fell in the afternoon after I'd had my Albatross in my round in the morning. I was still absolutely buzzing. Plus also on the Saturday night, I'd posted my Amazon golf ball review, which I'll put somewhere up here. I never know which side it is. And that was starting to do really, really well for the channel. So I was absolutely buzzing when I started my speed training session. I think the adrenaline finally left my body partway through doing the 195 gram swings. I had swings of 105 and 103 at the start and I was feeling great. Then I followed that up with a couple of lower swings which put the average back down to 100. Having said that, having hit 105 with the swing is good. That's one of the highest numbers that I've actually reached and is really kind of a baseline that I'm looking to get to become the more norm for my swing for this whole project to actually come to fruition. But at least it shows that I'm capable of hitting that speed and that 102 isn't the ceiling that I've kind of peaked at the moment. There's potential for us to move that up and lift the ceiling higher. I had a decent enough third session. It wasn't anything spectacular. There's a couple of decent swings in the 195 grams of 102 and a couple that weren't quite as good. Again, just averaging out at this 100, kind of feeling like I'm a little bit stuck there at the moment. But alternately, there are odd shots that are 102, 103, 105. So the potential to get me to the point that I need to be is there. I just need to find the way to make 105 the norm, as opposed to a little bit of an outlier above 102. So I'm now just left with 4 sessions to complete this series of speed training. That will then put me into the position where I then need to do a progress check. And what I'll do is I'll record that for you so as you can see that in action. I'll complete the progress check and we'll look at the numbers and I'll post that in another video in this series for you. At that point then, the system will then suggest what the next protocol is it wants me to follow, and that will set out the next 24 sessions for me to do, which should take me around about another 8 weeks to complete and move me into the new year. So my top tip this week revolves around my Albatross, and that is don't ever underestimate the value of speed. Every little bit that you can get out can bring out chances for absolutely amazing things to happen. If I couldn't hit a par 5 in 2 shots, there's no chance I would ever make an Albatross. But having speed and being able to hit an iron into one of those just allows that to be something that can happen. I popped this chart beside me in one of my previous videos, but again, I think it's quite important for us to have a look at. Basically, what it's doing is it's showing you that distance is relevant to handicap. So obviously, if you're looking to lower your handicap, which hopefully you are, but you're in the lower end of the speed bracket, one of the best things that you can do is to try and increase your speed slightly, because it's clear that the further you hit it, the lower your handicap potential actually can be. If you then combine that with good practice routines, chipping and putting, then you have the potential to really see your handicap dropping down. And again, if swinging a little bit harder and gaining a little bit speed makes it possible for you to do amazing things like make holes in one more available and give you the potential of making a 1 in 6 million shot, then why would you not want to think about doing it? So that's week 3 in the bag, and what a week it was for me. My speed training was decent, my strength training was good. I had an Albatross for goodness sake, and my Amazon golf ball video has been doing really well, and I thank you all for the support with the channel. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more amazing content that I'm planning on putting out. And if you've missed any part of this series, you can find that here. I'm Graham, and I'll catch you on the course soon.